Whoa, it's been a minute. Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I've been thinking, as I usually do. Friendships are like stars scattered across the night sky, full of potential, shining with light, but often feeling so far away. They shine brightly for a while, then fade as life pulls us all in different directions. Really, our social lives are just as fleeting and ever-changing as the patterns left by an ocean tide. I think about this a lot, caught in the web of memory. I drift and constantly revisit connections that once felt unshakable in my own head. There's a strange kind of comfort in reliving moments that shaped you, even though most moments in our mind's eye end before they're gone. Playing TF2 taught me so much about friendships online and these kind of memories. We all remember our first real online friends. Those early pub matches where you'd right-click the leaderboard to just add someone, anyone. For me, it all started on a 24/7 Doomsday server back in the quick play days. I think it was a No More Heroes server. Doomsday for all of us, though, was like a private high tower server because no one really cared about the mode. But that was the secret. It was kind of like a club. It was like an open bar in the morning and a club in the evening. But anyway, it was better than high tower because there are more health packs, fewer trollgers, you know what I mean. And I met some amazing people back then. It's surreal now to see some of those accounts and all the people I knew are just abandoned, gone, or just, the Steam horror story of 1,000 days offline. I even had one of those accounts from like a long time ago. There was a guy he used to be like a trollger, right, as it's called now, or however the term is, someone with the rocket jumper. And because Doomsday was frequently filled in with noobs, this guy was famous for just farming noob after noob. I got to know him, I played with him a bit, and his account got hacked. And seeing that really kind of depressed me. Anyway, it wasn't just pubs that shaped me. I think the most real friends I ever made online were my first real Highlander team in TF2. Same, I'm sure, if you ever played on a soccer team when you were a kid and you actually cared, instead of your mom just kind of forcing you to do it. We're just a bunch of strangers who loved TF2, and we weren't great, but we had fun. That team brought me some of my closest friends now, people that I would eventually go on to meet in real life, cook together, see museums together, all that. If I hadn't joined that team, I wouldn't be on the road to meet most of the people I consider important today. But like everything, those connections start to fade. People moved on, struggled within their own lives, or just kind of grew apart. It's a hard truth. No matter how much you want to hold on to a connection, it doesn't matter if it's a relationship, a loving one, a family one, time has its way of unraveling us. But that doesn't mean it wasn't valuable. Friendships are cyclical. Some end, but others begin. And the challenge is learning to embrace the change. TF2 wasn't just a game for us, all of us. It was a space where we built something, community. Even if only for a brief moment in retrospective. Usernames, shared jokes, aliases that are funny, taunting each other, the MG sessions, all that silent camaraderie while working towards meaningless matches for $25 spent on a league. They all still glow in my mind, like embers of a fire long gone. And I really do cherish them, but I'm also haunted by how quickly they just went away. It's even the same when you're visiting like old Steam profiles, like I said, or Discord chats. That's another one I think that's more common now. Looking at all the people you used to talk to on Discord, if you don't already remove them. What used to be alive and full of laughter, constant, now feels abandoned, or worse, taken over by scams and spam. And seeing old friends' accounts turned into tools for bot hosters to spread malware and stuff, it's heartbreaking. It's like watching time itself erase people you knew. Memories are tricky like that, I think. They preserve and distort at the same time. The good times seem brighter, and the bad ones can fade. It's not just nostalgia. It's how our minds protect us from the truth. Even the best moments don't last forever. This kind of leads to the obvious point with all this. Loneliness, you could say, is the gripe. It's something we all deal with. It's a human thing. No one can escape it. Even the most social among us, philosophers like Nietzsche, believe solitude could lead to self-discovery, but loneliness, that's different. It's heavier. It's the ache of realizing someone you cared about doesn't care back anymore. It's tragedy, right? That is the tragedy. Love unnoticed, even brotherly. I felt that ache so many times, personally, and everyone else does. We feel lonely realizing that, though. A friend stops replying, an online buddy drifts away. It stings every time. Sometimes it's someone you thought you would be friends with forever, and vice versa. Other times, a close friend just stops putting in the effort into the conversation and just kind of blows you off because they have other things. And you're left wondering if it was even worth holding on to or trying in the first place. It's easy to take it personally, but most of the time, it's not about you. People have their own lives and struggles. If someone cuts you off, maybe you dodged a bullet. A toxic friendship isn't worth saving. I learned that ghosting isn't usually about malice, it's avoidance. It's easier to disappear than to say, hey, we're not friends anymore. But instead of focusing on what's lost, try to build relationships with people who genuinely value you. That's what I did. It's harder as you get older, but not impossible. Effort, honesty, and frankly, in my opinion, shared experiences make all the difference in, shared experiences like what you love, etc. If you want to look towards the Stoic approach, they said change is the only constant. Friendships follow that rule. The majority of that first Highlander team is long gone, but the lessons and connections from that time stick with me. I still remember their names. It's crazy how much hinges on simple choices, whether to ignore or reach out. To anyone who's felt the sting of fading friendships, it's not the end. Just, it's natural. It's change. It's like breathing. People come and go, like seasons. Some are going to leave a lasting impact on you. They'll leave craters. Others are just passing shadows, like a subway station, just passing through to the next ride. The key is to cherish what you have and trust that new connections can and will come. They're fragile friendships, fleeting, beautiful, like the life of a rose. I'm sorry, I'm a poet. They're moments of connection that shape us. When I think back to those late night doomsday games when I was a teenager, before my first Highlander team, I realize they're not just memories, but seeds for ideas in the future. If I never played Doomsday so much, I wouldn't have had the idea to try to host my own server and fail. It did fail, but I tried. And hopefully I'll be able to try that again. Every bond, no matter how short-lived, adds to the tapestry of our own lives. So I'd encourage you to cherish what you have right now, the friends, family, love. Don't fear the ones you've lost. They're already left their mark. New friendships will come, bringing new stories to share. And for the ones who've faded away, remember them fondly. They taught you more than you realize. What about you? Do you have any stories like this? Maybe some friends who've disappeared or memories you still hold on to? As always, I love reading everything down below. Tell me, be vague, be honest. Tell me about a pickle named Larry. Take care and beware.